Hello, welcome to my webinar. My name is Kristen and I'm really excited that you are here with me right now. So I am going to share with you 3 different secrets, and I'm doing this because I want you to succeed, right? And that's why I do these videos. That's why I do my lives. That's why I do all of this. That's why I give the resources, because I want you to succeed. Okay, so let's look at 3 different things that can change the way that you dispute. All right, so we are looking at credit secrets. Number 1, the 7 points to prioritizing derogatory items. And yes, this is sort of like the hierarchy, right? And then not mine. The 4 reasons it's stupid and dangerous to dispute like this. As well as number 3, the credit bureaus and their conflict of interest. Now, that might sound kind of weird, but you'll understand when we get to it, okay? So, let's go to the first image. Okay, so doesn't matter what you have. I don't care if you have charge-offs, foreclosures, repossessions, bankruptcies, judgments, just whatever. As long as it's not child support, you can virtually remove any negative item without a migraine, okay? Yes, I get migraines, and yes, this makes my head hurt even more, but the tools and the ammunition and the programs that I use and the knowledge that I have makes it much less of a headache, okay? So I want to impart this wisdom on you so that you can also be successful and not want to shoot yourself every single day, okay? So you are also going to get as a bonus, the dispute blueprint, and you should have actually gotten that already if you are of course here with me now. Okay, so let's move on. So here's a scenario. You walk into a bank and you're like, hey, I want a $500,000 mortgage, and they're like, okay, well, let me see your credit. You're gonna say, well, I thought it was as simple as just sending in 1 or 2 disputes and it would be like guaranteed that, you know, I would have these things removed. They're gonna laugh at you, right? They're gonna laugh your ass right out of that store, that office, off the phone, whatever, because so many people think that it's really just as simple as sending in 1 or 2 disputes. But what I want for you to understand that it's oh gosh, it aggravates me. If it were as simple as doing that, then not only would there only be 1 credit repair company that every single person and company goes to, because it would be guaranteed removals, but you'd be able to walk into that office or, you know, jump on the phone and get that $500 mortgage, because it would be guaranteed that your negative items would be removed in 30, 60, 90 days, right? There'd be no qualification process. They wouldn't have to, you know, check to see which scorecard you're on to, you know, determine your APR. There'd be none of that. Okay, so it's not that easy, and that's why I do these webcasts, and that's why I make these charts and these processes and all these programs and softwares to make it easier for you, right? To make it easier for you to get your results, okay? So if you really think that they're gonna qualify you like that, then I don't know what to tell you, okay? So this webcast, this definitely brings me to the spot. This webcast is not for those people who are overnight successors. They're, you know, overnight wannabes and the Kool-Aid drinkers. This is not for you, okay? So let's not waste each other's time and, you know, please move on to something else. This is for people who understand that the key to doing this is applying the pressure and persistence, okay? That is what is going to get you the results. On top of everything else, it is pressure and persistence, all right? So here's the secret number 1, all right? There's 7 points to prioritizing your derogatory items, and yes, we have gone over this before, but it's so important, right? There's the hierarchy, there's reasons why I put all the time and effort into making these charts and maps and all this stuff. It's because it's important, okay? You start at the top and you work your way down, all right? So here's 7. So you need to look at the type of item. Is it a bankruptcy? Is it an inquiry? Is it a charge off? They all fall into a specific place on the hierarchy, right? You need to look at the age of the item. Is it like 6 years old? Well, if it's 6 years old, number 1, it might be helping you. And number 2, it's probably not hurting you all that much. So it's not going to be that high on the hierarchy for removal. However, if it's something from 6 months ago or a year ago, then that's substantially higher up on the hierarchy, right? Your FICO scorecard. Now, if you don't know what that is, I will create a video so that you can get an understanding of what happens and who you're scored against, and especially with removing negative items, because there's a lot of people that don't understand that removing older negative items can drop your score, and they get so pissed off, right? So we're gonna make a video specifically on that. But are you susceptible, or is your client susceptible to indirect dispute tactics? And yes, we have an entire video on dispute tactics that are indirect, okay? So go check those out after you watch this webinar. How about identity theft, okay? So regardless of anything else, identity theft should be disputed. So that is way up there, okay? So does the negative item need to be deleted, or does it just need to be corrected? All right, that's a big one when it comes to determining the way that you're going to dispute an account, and whether it comes first, second, third, yada, yada, yada. Because it's much different to dispute an account where you're just removing a negative item, like a 30-day late, instead of removing the whole negative item, like a charge-off, right? We're not just going to remove the late payments off a charge-off. No, dude, we're removing that whole account, okay? So that's going to change the way that you dispute. And what are the specific goals? Your specific goal, your client's specific goals. Now, someone that's getting a mortgage has substantially different, goals and a process and a plan than someone who is, either going for a student loan or just wants to clean up their credit, or just get, a $500 card. You get what I'm saying? So all of these things make a difference, and that brings us to the hierarchy, and we are working backwards on this one. So in order of least to most important, it goes inquiries, late payments, collections, judgments, charge-offs, repos, foreclosures, and bankruptcies. Now, it may seem like there's a couple of things missing in there, but it's kind of common sense where they would go, okay? So just remember that medical collections are not as important or not as high up on the hierarchy as, let's just say, a charge-off with American Express. Now, that brings us to another thing about timing, right? Why do certain things take so long? Well, the higher it is in the hierarchy, the longer it's going to be to remove it, and the more tactics and ammunition that you have to put in to get it removed. Remember, if it were as simple as just walking into somewhere to get a $500,000 loan, then everybody would be doing it. There would be no qualification process, okay? So, key to doing this is pressure and persistence, okay? Now, secret number 2, disputing not mine. Now, why is this stupid and why is it dangerous? Well, there's actually 4 reasons. You have a low success rate. It doesn't work well, or it doesn't work at all. You have a chance of actually hurting your credit or your financial well-being. Number 3, dishonesty, risk of legal trouble. I actually have heard of 2 people going to jail for 6 months for filing a false police report. I don't care whether, there's always the naysayers, right? The haters, they're all over the place. Super controversial website, YouTube, you know what I mean? There's going to be the haters that say, oh, well, no, nothing would happen. But I personally know 2 people, I personally know one, and I've heard of his second, have spoken with a second, that actually went to jail for 6 months for doing this, for filing a false police report, okay? You were swearing on this affidavit that this is actually the truth. I'm a victim of identity theft. So if you have been a law-abiding citizen your entire life, and then now all of a sudden you are filing false police reports, what do you think was going to happen? You know what I mean? And not only that, but limited scope isn't really that important. What's important is the dishonesty and the illegality of this, okay? It is illegal to file identity theft if you're not a victim of identity theft, okay? Now, as far as saying not mine, you're not really saying it's identity theft, right? You're kind of just saying, well, it's more than just unknown. It doesn't belong to me, but I don't think someone stole my identity, but I still know that this isn't mine. Now, you can actually really hurt yourself by doing this, and you're going to hurt your credit because you're going to say not mine, and when it doesn't come off, now you're doing something stupid and saying, well, it is mine. It's just that, it is mine. It's just that, the date of last activity is incorrect. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that, okay? So, don't dispute not mine if it actually belongs to you. Okay, number 3, credit bureau and conflict of interest. Okay, so this might not make sense to a lot of people, but I'm going to explain it here. So, if you really think that the credit bureaus are there to help you, they're not. If you think the creditors are there to help you, they're not. Do you even know what business the bureaus are in? They are in the data business. That means that they sell and collect information, data, right? Your information, okay? So their purpose is to keep you subprime. And yes, I have videos on this, and yes, I've explained this before, but it fits into this and it makes sense, okay? I want you to understand this, because so many people are like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna dispute it, it's inaccurate, it's gonna come off. No, dude, they're not there to help you, okay? The more accurate data would mean less data, and less data would hurt their business because it means less money, because they can't sell as much information or make as much money off of it, okay? More accurate data would mean less concern about identity theft, and stricter reporting requirements would result in less data being reported and few errors and less revenue for them, okay? So if you didn't know it, now you know it, and you need to use this to, leverage and get your results, okay? So what do you do with this? Well, first, you need to understand the process, and you have to understand the basics, and this all goes hand in hand. But if you don't understand where to even start, then that's okay, because of course there's a solution. So now what? Now let me ask you a question. What if you had all the tools and ammunition that you needed to virtually remove any negative item without a migraine? Because remember, we were talking about the migraines. Well, I can give you all these tools and ammunition and even automation. So if you were to look at other credit repair softwares, they run anywhere between like $100 to $800 a month, depending on what it is and how many people you have on your team. Well, mine is $0 per month, and it does everything except for barbecue. It's kind of like a Kirby vacuum. Okay, so not only that, but we also have a dispute reason generator, which is also $0 per month. All you do is choose, copy, paste, and obviously customize, right? And it also integrates with the credit repair software, the client portal that you can create, SendGrid, Google Hangouts, Zapier, Appear.in, and more. So not only does it do all that, but you can literally do like video conferencing right with your clients or your coworkers or your team or your prospects, whoever, okay? So on top of that, I also have maps and processes and charts, also $0 per month, okay, on how to dispute and what comes next. So if you need help, I do have these tools that you can use to get your results, and it's not recurring charges, okay? So if you are trying to build your own business, if you're trying to remove your negative items, not only do I have the options for you, not only do I have the solutions, but I can also help you implement this, okay? And of course, there's the mastermind course, which it's the A through Z of disputing. Now, are you just lazy? Do you have like no time, not enough experience? That's totally cool, because I can do all this for you. And if you want to raise your score, you want to build out your credit, and you want to arm yourself with everything that you need so that if you end up in this position again, you know what to do to remove it, then I got you covered. So just let me take over, okay? It's a two-pronged process where I remove your negative items, get your score as high as possible, and we send you everything that you need to, like I said, arm yourself to raise your score as high as possible and remove any negative items that come in the future. Now, and this is kind of lowballing it, but that's like a $3,500 value right there. But right now it's only $139 a month. That is the current promotion. So you can, continue doing this, or you can do nothing and nothing happens. You can go to another company and put your money out there into a black hole, or you can go with a company, mine, that provides all the dispute letter copies, uses no templates, disputes everything on every round, and treats you as a client. So, what would you rather do? I think I know the answer to that, but we will find out, and the link is going to be down. If you scroll down and look at the bottom of the webinar, there is a link right there that'll take you directly to the store, okay? So now, if you're looking for the free resources, of course, there's the dispute process blueprint. You should have actually gotten that already, but there's the dispute process blueprint, and of course on YouTube there are 200 how-to videos, okay? So I do appreciate and thank you for your support, and as always, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to YouTube. Now, if you do have any questions, please let me know. I believe I may actually enable the chat. So if you need help, please let me know. If you order anything on Fiverr or on Gumroad on my website, you will receive it. And if you sign up as a new client for me to take over, then I thank you for that as well. So I hope you have a wonderful one, and I will see you next time.